Is there a name for the phenomena of intentionally avoiding a product because of how aggressively it's advertised? I know I'm not the only person that does this, but if I see ads for something seemingly every time I turn around, especially if the ad is annoying, I'll go out of my way to avoid buying the product because I'm sick of seeing it everywhere, and I'm not going to give a red cent to nagging advertisers. What do you call this? I want to say advertiser fatigue. Ad nauseam? I was going to say ad fatigue. For me it's freaking HelloFresh. Spite. Refreshing lemon lime spite. Annoycat. Isn't spite when you create a coffee shop next to another coffee shop because you don't like the owner? I was gonna say disgust, but I like spite better. The correct answer. I was born full of spite. My mother always used to complain that I do the complete opposite of what everyone told me to do, and it hasn't stopped to this day. I remember in school student elections, I'd go out of my way to not vote for any of the students that ask me to vote for them. Even YouTubers I enjoy, when they ask me to like and subscribe, the petty spite within me makes me unsubscribe and dislike their video. Any shows or movies that I'm sure are great, if there's a ton of people advocating and tell me to watch it, I go out of my way to not do so until everyone forgets it even existed. IDK what's it's called, but for me it's Raid, Shadow Legends. I keep seeing this ad for car insurance. It's so annoying. I'm gonna raid Shadow Legends that shit if I see it again. For me it's Charmin toilet paper, because I hate the poop of bear commercials. I feel like content creators, especially video game content creators, lose so much credibility when they promote this crap. NordVPN syndrome. NordVPN and Skillshare ads are on like 99% of the American tech videos on YouTube. Internet historian actually makes NordVPN ads quite funny, which in turn made me dislike the regular ads less as well. The amount of NordVPN ads single-handedly pushed me toward ExpressVPN because they didn't have as many and didn't seem so pretentious in the ad reads they instructed people to do. I absolutely go out of my way to avoid over-advertised shit. I even downvote the ads on Reddit. Does it make a difference? Nope. Does it make me feel better? Hell yeah. I'll gladly pay for services that are proven to work. YouTube Red. I haven't found an ad blocker that works on multiple platforms that meets my criteria yet. Benign advertising in a magazine or pamphlet is one thing, but 60-second ads on freaking YouTube or full-screen spreads on allergy medicine on a website are cancerous. They make you wait to skip or design the fucking X so damn small that you accidentally click on the ad anyway. It's fucking disingenuous and crooked. They're grooming children to get used to buying shit they don't need, so when they become adults it'll be second nature. Sure, ads make the company money, but maybe, just maybe, if your company lives off of ad revenue, then maybe it shouldn't survive. Ads used to be about companies providing a service to solve a problem and here's where to find us, etc. Not anymore. Now it's every YouTube video, including first aid videos for fuck's sake, every shopping site, convenience app, etc. This is turning into idiocracy levels of advertising. Brought to you by Carl's Jr. I don't mind companies making profit in the same way that I don't mind fighters making money off uppercuts and roundhouse kicks, but at least with fighting you can't use weighted gloves, certain attacks, and there's a goddamned referee to determine what rules to follow and when enough is enough. These fucks have free reign. Go a step further. Each Reddit ad is a post by a user like Ujakinthebox or whatever company. You can right-click and block the user, so you'll never see that ad again. I haven't reached the bottom of the barrel yet, but I hope one day to block every advertiser on this site and become ad-free. They track down votes as engagement too. Except for the ones you subconsciously see all the time and never got upset about and go and buy. It's why companies like Coke and McDonald's have insane amounts of advertising. They don't need to advertise. You know they exist, but they do it to have you think about them when they're not around. It's the same energy as when you're scrolling through TikTok and one starts with "wait, don't scroll until you watch," and I'm just like, fuck you, buy, and have zero interest in finding out what they thought was so important. Wait, don't scroll until you watch. That or watch wait until the end video I see. I always skip. Urban Dictionary. Spite. It's like when you're scrolling through TikTok and one starts with "wait, don't scroll until you watch," and I'm just like, fuck you, buy, and have zero interest in finding out what they thought was so important. I hate when, on Instagram, some OP puts a caption on the video as "the last puppy had me in stitches" or "the third guy." Yet, it's called spite. I have a little note on my phone's notes app called These Motherfuckers with companies who I see invasive ads for and I hate. That's brilliant. I'm starting one of those right now. Fuck off Raid Shadow Legends. Yet I know there's a lot of advertisements for Raid Shadow Legends TM out there. The truth is that if Raid Shadow Legends TM is a good game, then it should become popular with or without people using their social media accounts to push it on other people. But after all, it is a really popular game, so maybe you should just check out Raid Shadow Legends TM today to see what it's all about. Now with the free promotion, get 800 gems with the creation of your first character. I will never forgive Charmin for forcing me to listen to songs about the swipes whenever I tune into the radio. It's to the point where every time I see those Technicolor bears I go ballistic. The songs are awful, and those bears convinced me to never buy Charmin again. Especially the recent one with the kid bear rubbing his bare ass over everything because it itches from still having shit on it. Unholy shit, that is disgusting. I have a long time dislike for those disgusting bears. I've been changing the station in my car every time a Charmin commercial has come on for at least 5-6 years. I have satellite radio in my truck and also stream it while working from home. My local FM radio stations have sunk so low as to running a product that promises to fix your fecal matter issues every single break, so I had satellite radio installed in my older car as well. I pay something like $6.99 a month to get all of the ad-free music that I want, everywhere I want, and companies like Charmin and Fecal Matter Fix are the worse off for it. Every clean butthole bidet on here makes me want to go to Bed Bath & Beyond and shit in the display bidets. Well, now I'm not gonna itis. The stupidity went to Jared's commercials permanently cemented my decision to never go to Jared's, ever. I like spite for the answer to your question. Overselling or oversold should cover it. I would call it agri-teasing. Either as aggressive plus advertising or as aggravating plus advertising. Either works. That's a great name for the act the advertisers are doing. For the person refusing to buy, how about annoying? Annoy plus boycott. There's a London mayor candidate called Brian Rose and I have no idea who he is or what his policies are. I wouldn't ever vote for him just because of how many adverts of his I'm being spammed with on YouTube. IDK, but would you like to try YouTube Premium free for a month? There's gotta be a term of art for this. There's just no way in hell the advertising industry isn't aware that once an advertisement reaches a certain level of ubiquity obnoxiousness, it starts driving potential customers away. For example, I don't care if they're any good, I will never buy a pair of Ray-Bans, ubiquity, and I would sooner drive my car off a cliff than donate it to Cars for Kids, obnoxiousness. I'd be willing to bet there's been much ink spilled regarding how advertisers can get as close as possible to this threshold without crossing it. I'm imagining a graph with advertising quantity on the x-axis and advertising effectiveness on the y-axis, the y value steadily increasing as x increases, and then all of a sudden dropping off a cliff. Anyway, I do the exact same thing. I like to think of myself as a relatively informed consumer, but I'll still catch myself, before I do my research, kinda knee-jerk defaulting to a brand I've seen in advertisements. Say what you will about marketing fucks, the shit works. But if I feel like I've been bombarded with your ads, I will go out of my way to avoid your product. Similarly, if you send me one of those "we noticed you were browsing this particular item on our site for 10 seconds, you should come back and buy it" emails, looking at you Home Depot, fuck you very much. Does anybody know what these are called? I'm not talking about abandoned cart emails. What kind of inbred sociopath ever thought those were a good idea? Though I guess they must work on some people, right? There's a very special place in hell for whoever came up with this sales tactic, and a slightly lesser, but still special, place in hell for whoever uses it. Send me one of those and I will do my best to never buy anything from you again. Sadly, in the case of Home Depot, this isn't 100% practical, and at the very least I'll buy that particular product, if I was going to do so at all, somewhere else. That's a good explanation. Come to think of it, oversaturation fits pretty well, or supersaturation. I forgot which is more grammatically correct. They probably are still gaining more users than they're losing. Even if they sacrifice users like you that are sick of the advertising, there will be a lot more people who rarely use the internet, and odds are higher they'll happen to see one of their ads if it's blasting all the time on every channel. Grammarly. I won't switch to Geico because it seems like an enormous amount of my premium would be allocated to their omnipresent advertisements. I don't want so much of my money going to that. I want my money going to coverage, should that be needed. That's the whole point of insurance. How can you take an insurance company seriously with that many silly gimmicks going on at once? It's called the YouTube Premium phenomenon. See, I thought that getting YouTube Premium would stop the ads, then the content creators started putting ads in the actual fucking videos. Enticement. I just made it up, but I think it'll work. Voting with your pocketbook? Fuck those spamming assholes, ism? I wouldn't buy an extended warranty now if a crackhead built my car. Yet, I call it Liberty Mutual. Go fuck yourself. Fucking emu fucking wet teddy bear guy, none of it's funny. I will never buy any product from them.